Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Samdogg Infamous 253.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Well, I'm usually private about my social media, but you can find me on YouTube under the name Samdogg the Infamous 253 on YouTube, and just go on there and just subscribe to the channel and check out some of my content. And usually during the football season, whenever the Seahawks aren't playing on Sundays, me and my buddy Dallas, you can catch us reacting to Red Zone every Sunday when the Seahawks aren't playing with our Red Zone reactions. And then we do game picks on mostly on Tuesdays, depending on what all we got going, and whenever Dallas gets out of work.
Okay, so besides football content, you do a little bit of everything, right? You do like the car content and other stuff, right?
Yeah, exotic cars like the exotics at Redmond Town Center with the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis and Bentleys and other flashy cars that come out to the meets I like to go to up at Redmond Town Center.
Okay, that's cool. So, how do you feel about your team's preseason performance, and what players stood out to you against the Raiders?
I think the player that really stood out to me the most, the players that stood out to me the most were Alton Robinson, our pass rusher that we drafted from Syracuse last year, who was going into year number 2. He was getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Him and Darrell Taylor, I think, are going to be a force. And the flaws, I think, are still at our secondary position with the cornerbacks. Cornerbacks obviously still giving up a lot of big plays. So I still have a lot of concern about that, along with other Seahawk fans. And then Ryan Neal was looking good, with the exception of Ryan Neal, of course. And then, of course, our running back, who I think will be our third-string running back, DJ Dallas, who had our only touchdown on the little dump-off pass from our backup, Mago, which obviously we did not have all our starters playing. So it was expected, but some flaws were definitely showing, and there were some flashes of positives, like I mentioned, those names that were doing really good. So that's pretty much it so far.
So in training camp, who was that one player that stood out for you in Seattle, besides if we're not talking preseason?
Well, the second day I was at, I saw Kello Witherspoon, your former guy, was having a really good day. Like he broke up 2 back-to-back passes, one to Metcalf and then one in the end zone going to Gerald Everett. He really stood out that day, and we haven't really gotten to see Dwayne Eskridge yet, so I'm really excited to see what he can do. There's a chance he could possibly be coming back this weekend. I don't know if he'll play this weekend. Maybe he'll play the third game. And other than that, though, I think the pass rush has been looking pretty good with Darrell Taylor. So he's been balling out in camp. Gerald Everett's been balling out on the offensive side, along with, and I'm anxious to see some of our undrafted guys too. So there's pretty much that.
Yeah, it's kind of intriguing how we all start in the toughest division, but you guys are still the underdog, and you guys still prove the doubters wrong, even with the talent that I kind of see as like a weakness of your secondary. But from what I'm hearing is like, I heard of this Trey Brown, man. Can he be your starter, or you think mostly your backup?
Well, I'm really hoping that he can shine. I know he's been shining in camp. I know he kind of gave up some plays in the preseason game, but he actually looked like he could also make an impact on a punt return. He had a nice little punt return in our preseason game against the Raiders too, but I really hope he could step up and make some plays and eventually become a starter in the secondary, because we definitely need a good ball hawking cornerback too. So I'm really hoping for your guy from Oklahoma, the Sooner Boomer, to come out and make some big plays for us. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens in eye test number 2. I'd like to get another good look at him when we play the Broncos this Saturday.
Oh, yeah, you guys play the Broncos. This is like a Super Bowl 48 rematch, I guess, in a preseason.
Yeah, preseason-wise, but not really to that kind of hype like, in 2013 when we blew them out in the preseason way before we would even meet them in the Super Bowl.
Man, that's crazy, man. I remember that was like insane. Like, how the heck did they do that? Like, even in preseason, it was like insane. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, even when they didn't even play Peyton Manning, they still beat them. And then even when Peyton Manning was playing, they just blew the bricks out of them.
I think Peyton Manning's only beaten the Seahawks like twice. I think once when with Edgerrin James in 2001 when in Husky Stadium, and then another time in 2009 during one of our rebuilding years when you guys were back on top of the NFC West during those times when you had Alex Smith playing good and you went to those. I mean, obviously the first one in 2011 when you went to one of your first three straight NFC championship games, which was the one with the heartbreaking loss to the Giants before you guys went on to Super Bowl 47 the following year. And then obviously the battle we had in 2013. But
yeah, that could have gone either way, but it kind of determined who would be the Super Bowl champions from right there. When you watch that 2013 NFC Championship game, it was very close at the end, but it had like a lot of it could have gone either way.
Yeah, I mean it was a really great game being at it, especially with all the noise going on after Sherman's tip too. I mean, but there's one thing I really kind of hated from that game. I hated seeing Bowman go down the way he did on your side, and I hated the fact that some idiots in my fan base were actually throwing stuff as he was being carted off. So, I mean, I would never do that, especially when anybody, gets hurt. I never want to see that with anybody, especially I don't want to see any douchebag fans throwing stuff at anyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't want to see injuries from nobody else. As much as I hate the Cowboys, I wouldn't want to see a player from the Cowboys get injured and get thrown, stuff like that. It's just not the way I roll. But you just have to have respect for players. When they're hurt, it's kind of like you're showing classless act and you're acting childish at the end of the day. The player that's gone, oh, you're gonna celebrate because he's not gonna be a difference maker for the other team. That kind of shows how sore losers of a fans they are if they do something like that and they celebrate.
Exactly. And then of course there are other such incidents that happened around the league too, and some owners have taken action. Like one time there was a racist incident with Quentin Jefferson one year with us playing Jacksonville, and the owner of Jacksonville actually Shah Khan actually took action and revealed that fan and had him banned for life. But other than that, let's get on to some other questions. How are you feeling about Trey Lance from his first preseason game, other than the 80-yard touchdown that he threw? Tell me a little bit about how you guys are feeling about Trey Lance right now.
I think we're bringing them in slowly. I don't expect him to be a starter week one right away, but I see a lot of our fan base kind of going into Trey Lance. I like that we are supporting him, but I just don't think it's the time to start him in week one. And I know I'm probably going to get a little heat for this, but I'm staying neutral, and I've been saying it pretty clear. I do want Trey Lance to be ready and be a starter. And the difference between being ready is he has to at least get the speed of the game, and he did okay. I mean, if you look at his completion percentage, it was below 50%. Even though the second team offensive line was god awful, but he was still able to make some plays out of it. What makes him stand out the most is he can do a lot that what Jimmy can't do. So that's what I like about it. But at the moment, some people are just saying, oh, we need to get rid of Jimmy because he's too much money. He's not worth it. We shouldn't keep him. And I'm thinking, well, we have a chance to make a strong push. We got to keep another quarterback for this situation. It's viable, but I know at this point a lot of people want Jimmy out. I get it. Yeah, because in the short term, you're gonna want Jimmy to be the bridge quarterback. In the long haul, you're gonna want Trey Lance. Yeah.
In the long haul, I want a good, reliable backup quarterback. Regardless, if Russell Wilson goes out for my team is pretty much screwed. I want to see what Sean Mannion get more reps this coming Saturday for my team when we take on the Denver Broncos. Even though he was a former Ram, I think I have a feeling he got brought on. Another Shane Waldron guy. He's not really revealing too much. It's good that he's not revealing too much. So be great to see what he does once the regular starts up. But other than that, what other guys stand out to you the most? Some of your new guys for the 49ers. Who else stand out for what you've seen in your team's first eye test?
The one who stands out statistically by performance, I know a lot of people are going to say Trent Sherfield stands out, but here's the thing. You got this guy who can be the real slot receiver, Jaquan Jennings. This guy looks like a bona fide number 3 receiver. He's standing out. He's in preseason yards after the catch. He's still hard to tackle. He's kind of a very physical guy. I really have high hopes for this guy. I think he has the chance to even make the team as the number 3 receiver. But between him and Trent Sherfield, it's up for debate. But I do like a physical type receiver, and he can block. Like if you watch a lot of this Tennessee highlights, this kid can really block, and he just enjoys the game and smiles like he just loves this game a lot. This is rare to get somebody in the 7th-round pick like that.
Especially if you can get good yards after the catch, breaking tackles is especially a good thing too. It was also one of the things I was excited about with getting Gerald Everett from the Rams in free agency. I was watching a lot of his highlights, and there was a particular game that he played against my team tonight that we honored Paul Allen the year you guys last won a division in 2019 when Zerline missed the kick at the end, and Gerald Everett had a really big game against us. It was breaking tackles and going upfield. That was one of the things I was really excited about. We want players that can break tackles that and get good yards after the catch. Definitely a big fan in football too. It's with those guys that get the yardage.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, Gerald Everett, he is very athletic and he's good at the catch. It's just unfortunate the Rams weren't able to use him a lot. They use a lot of Tyler Higbee and some other skill set players. I think with Seattle, they're going to be able to feature him a lot more in this offense with Shane Waldron, right, as your OC?
Yeah, Shane Waldron. I mean, also like having that. You're George Kittle. Kittle's a very tight end too. He's able to stuff open, get actions after the to. I mean, George Kittle, prime example, got in San Francisco. That's another example I would also use for what you guys got with getting extra yards at the catch. Take George Kittle, for example, too.
Yeah, George Kittle is a more complete tight end. He could block, and he yards after the catch. If you're going to tackle him, good luck. You're going to get run over. I mean, there's just a lot about him. But the thing that's kind of interesting is that we're actually taking some players from the Rams that haven't been quite utilized. Like you got Samson Ebicom, who can be a
Eastern Washington guy. Samson Ebicom played his college ball at Eastern Washington, where it's famous for that red turf.
Yeah, the red turf. Dude, I don't understand how you guys have that type of turf. I mean, I see Boise State has a blue turf, but Eastern Washington, they just have a red field. It's kind of interesting. Like, you've been to those games?
I've never been to Roos Field. Never been to Roos Field in my life, but I've seen it on, like, from pictures and that, too. I heard it was a former player that used to play for the Tennessee Titans that basically did his thing where he actually pitched in some money for the field to be painted red and all that, and they just with it. Hey, is my router going on right? I know people are saying
little issue with your microphone. I don't know, like something with your reception.
No, I decided to use the headphones for one. I can unplug the thing and my brother's working in the other room, obviously, because he works for State Farm, so I don't want to, a chance of hearing anything over that. But
we can hear better now.
Yeah, so basically, they have a red field. Even your former guy, Kendrick Bourne, was another Eastern Washington alumni, too, along with Rams' great receiver, current good receiver, Cooper Kupp, who also played on that same field, too. Yep. 3 players right now in the NFL that played on that famous red turf, and now you got one of them now with Samson Ebicom, who is the first of 2 Eastern Washington Eagles to play in a Super Bowl, which you obviously had Kendrick Bourne in Super Bowl 54 playing in that one, who also was Eastern Washington.
Oh, yeah. You know what's interesting? Now you're talking about Eastern Washington. We got a receiver who just came from Eastern Washington by the name of Asimba Webster.
Never heard that name before. I'll have to keep my eye out when we play you guys, or if I'm watching Red Zone and it has you guys on there too. So I'll have to keep my eye out.
He's a local kid from the Bay Area, but he went to college in Eastern Washington. But he did show some flashes in the preseason where he had like good return skills and did good on those jet sweep plays. Maybe there's a chance he does beat out Richie James, which Richie James hasn't quite done well for himself. I think he's on the way out, man. He was looking promising. That Packers game kind of made an argument that he should get more playing time, but at this point, the other receivers are playing better, so it can be a lot harder for Richie James to even make the roster.
Kind of I'm looking DJ I would use back and then and not really being a good running back, but DJ Dallas is showing a lot more flash than Travis Homer. So it's kind of like I think Travis Homer's on the outside looking in where we should be releasing him. And then another guy that is on the outside looking in is John Ursua, who we drafted out of Hawaii in 2019. And then the next year we drafted a slot receiver from Florida by the name of Freddie Swain. And Freddie Swain I've had a lot of hype on him with my buddy Michael Mathis with his speed. He was like a millisecond behind Jerry Jeudy in his 40 time from what I heard. And I'm really anxious to see what Freddie Swain can do in the slot this year because the opportunity, because he truly has the opportunity to become our number 3 receiver. And he wears number 18. A lot of people, like even Steve Rabel, thought when he was catching the ball, he thought it was Tyler Lockett, but it was actually Freddie Swain. He scored his first career touchdown against Bill Belichick defense in week 2 in our 35 over the Patriots in week 2. I remember that. And not a lot of players scored first touchdown against a Bill Belichick defense.
Yeah, it's hard to get through that kind of defense the way how Bill Belichick coaches. But yeah, you seem to find some of these diamond in the roughs when it comes to receivers. Like even some of them that you got were undrafted at one point. Like Doug Baldwin was a good example. You got guys like Freddie Swain and quite a few other ones. Like David Moore was one of your guys, and then you guys I guess he went to Carolina, right?
Yeah, we let him walk in free agency. David Moore for a little while. He got some issues.
So I've heard about this other receiver you guys got from what is it, South Dakota State or something? That other receiver, what's his name?
Maybe.
Hey, what's going on with the reception, man? You're freezing?
I'm not.
Yeah, I can't hear you, man. I guess it's something to do with the reception freezing or something. You there? Happy Thursday to y'all, as always. Okay, I think he's going to come back. Reception. Y'all know who Simba is yet? I think everybody's going to start to know him soon. Yes, Samdogg had a little issue with the reception. He'll be back. Sometimes streamer can be but I think it's got to do with his reception or something around here. Yeah, he's Breaking Bad. Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes it happens, Sometimes people have reception issues, and you just got to find somewhere to go to where it doesn't really like mess up your reception. But yeah, will Simba make the team? Well, will Simba make the team? That will be yet to be determined. I told you Tacoma sucks. He seemed to have okay reception where he was before. Sometimes reception is just issues, maybe Wi-Fi. I don't know. But I'll give it a few minutes, and then if he's good to go, then he should be good to go. But I think he's just going to get his reception fix. I'll look at the rest of the comments, see who I missed. Yeah, he's breaking up. Man. Let's see. I guess Abin's telling me that I got those shades like from Marvel, right? Yeah. Guess I got them from the Iron Man. Tony Stark's. Yeah, ask him how far is he from Hilltop. I wouldn't know, man. Will Josh Hoka get signed off our practice squad if he doesn't make the team? See, that's a good question. If a team does use a fullback, but that will determine. Okay, guys, he'll be right there. He'll try on his laptop, so he'll be good to go. He'll be good to go, man. He just has to go on his laptop instead because it's kind of messing up his reception. So at the meantime, we'll be all right, man. Just ask me questions and I get you guys covered. But hey, it happens. It is what it is. He'll be right back. Give it a few minutes. Let's see. 49er Empire, 49ers Worldwide, Boo Seahawks, but CZ's a good guy. He's cool. The Jets will want Josh Hogan because they're probably going to run a similar offense. I think that would be the only team in mind. Hey, hold up. He's calling me.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Let's try that again. I had to switch to the laptop. Shoot, you're muted. You're muted.
What the?
Okay, I hear you
All
now.
right. Is it good?
Yeah. Whew.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Let's do it like this. All right, how about now? I unplugged the. All right, I unplugged my stuff. Let me just get my microphone out. Damn it! Did not mean for that to happen.
What's up, man? Sorry, guys. I guess he's having difficult with his hearing.
I can hear you fine, man. I can hear you fine. It's just.
Hey, it's one of those days, man. It's all good. It's all
good. I hate technical difficulties, but let me just set
up.
At
least we'll get into it, man. We'll get the process in.
Yeah, the process
we
is everything.
We can hear you both.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you? Yeah, I can't.
I can hear you. I'm just about to... All right, now?
Yeah, that's loads better, yeah.
Yeah, the microphone, man. All right, let's get back to this.
I can't hear you.
So anyway,
what's happening? Sam's having reception issues. He'll be good to go. He just has to fix his microphone or something.
No, I just plugged in my microphone.
I can't hear him, but I guess we can hear you.
I just plugged in the phone.
Wait. Hey, what's going? Oh, I can hear both. Okay, but I can't hear him. Hey, let me get back out then. I guess I. Hey, Sam. Oh, what happened, man? But I can't hear him. Ah, man. Shoot. I know, reception issues, it happens. Yeah, but now he is frozen. Damn. Well, he'll be back. Oh, well, man. It's all good. One of those days, man. It's one of those days. He'll try on his laptop, but hey, man, it's always good to try another time or whatever we can do, but it happens. It's more like we're going to go for like maybe about 45 minutes or so, and that's about it, but wait on them. Guess the laptop I couldn't hear. Yeah, what's happening? Samdogg's just having issues. I guess I can't hear him or he can't hear me. So I don't know. Let's see. Wait. It's okay. He will be back. Yeah, he'll be back. What's your thought on Mike McGlinchey? Could he have an okay season this year? Well, if he wants to get a new contract, he has to play better, Gavin. I mean, you got to play better, McGlinchey, for sure, because if he can't play better, I think we can look for another tackle next year. So I think he has to step up. I think it can't just be an okay season. It has to at least be a solid year to where he can solidify himself a new contract with the team and get that fifth-year option. I would think that would be his wise move. So for McGlinchey, he would have had to play good. I wouldn't say playing okay. I would say he would have to play at least decent. Yeah. All right, he'll be back. He'll use his phone. Wi-Fi reception. It's all good. We'll probably just get back into track. He's just having issues with his Wi-Fi. It's messing up at the house, so he'll be back. We'll get back on business, and we'll probably just get into the hour mark at least, and then let's just be fair. Reception happens, so he'll be back. He'll be right back. Don't sweat it. Stay right here. We got this. Appreciate every one of you guys. Huge shout out to all the 8 people in the stream. Don't sweat it. He'll be back. Just having issues. Man, isn't Wi-Fi like a mother? I don't know. Just saying as a joke. Is Kyle Shannon overrated? The problem with people saying he's overrated is just because of the record. If he would have just had a healthy team, then I guess it would be a complete different conversation. But as far as that, it's like it is kind of debatable because if you look at his record, it's like he's 36 and 30. I mean, 31 and 36 record doesn't really say a lot for his coaching career, but his play calling is outstanding. Just as the way we have as a team, I think people would consider that overrated a little bit. But I think if he would have just had a full healthy squad, I think he would have been far better than what he was. That's just my opinion, but I'm not saying he's overrated. I just think people might think that way because his record. Because sometimes the way he could be play calling, like sometimes his play calls can be a little bit questionable. Sometimes he doesn't stick with what's got him to the Super Bowl, like the running game. Okay, he's back. Ugh. Guess he's having a reception issue. You there? All right, I guess he's having issues, guys. Are Kittle's best years behind him? I wouldn't say. The guy's still phenomenally
really
good.
Up here, guys.
All right, you good then?
I'll have to be on my phone. I'll have to do it on my phone. So sorry about this, guys. I'll have to be on my phone.
It's all good. We'll get to it right now. Okay, as far as the Seattle Seahawks, man. Yeah, isn't Wi-Fi crazy, man? Hey, you're frozen again. Okay, you're good.
Moving on. Yeah, sorry, my Wi-Fi was messing up a lot, man. So I'm gonna have to do this on my phone.
Understandable.
Yes. So anyway, where were we at again?
Talking about your team in general. You were talking about my Niners, and then it just went off.
Yeah. I'm sorry about this whole thing with the Wi-Fi in my house, guys. It's just been messing up. So we were talking about like the receivers, and I was on the part talking about Freddie Swain most likely being our number 3 receiver since we let David Moore walk, and you always need to know like what we're going to have with that speed and how he scored his first touchdown against a Bill Belichick defense for his first career touchdown. Not a lot of people can say they've done that in their career, but so I'm going to see what Freddie Swain could bring in for the Seahawks being number 3.
Okay, so as far as him being the number 3 receiver, you do got some receivers like Dwayne Estridge, but you got to wait and see how that plays out. I mean, didn't you just guys got that one undrafted receiver from what is it like South Dakota State or something, or which college?
South Dakota State, Cade Johnson. Yep, I'm hoping to see a lot more from him. He got a little bit of action in Vegas. He had some catches, and I want to see that kid from my home area. His name is Connor Weddington. He played at Stanford University, and he's actually from Sumner, Washington. He's actually from the 253.
Okay, so you got like 2 locally guys. You got 2 guys from the local area, like Cade Johnson and the other guy. So that's kind of intriguing.
No,
as far as
Cade
like
Johnson, Connor, the local kid.
Oh, okay, so he's a local
Cade
kid.
Johnson. Kate.
Oh, okay. So Connor Wallington is from the 253, undrafted from Stanford. I think he was mostly as a return man, right? Wait a minute. What's going on? Reception issues. Just need to defrost some steaks and pop some Modelo open. I agree, Panor. He blew a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl. Man, what's crazy, man? Huge shout out to the Wi-Fi. You're crazy. Crazy Wi-Fi today. He's gone again. He's just having reception issues. It is what it is, man. But we'll go on for right now. If he can't go on, then we'll probably just end the stream from here, whatever works. I feel like sometimes the reception could be a little issue. I don't know. Well, I think he's going to message me. If he can't, then it's all good. We'll probably just have to do one another time or whatever works. Seattle Wi-Fi. Rambly, that's funny. What's up, bro? Hey, I don't know. The Seattle Wi-Fi, I guess it's kind of a little bit like out of the satellite dish. Man, I don't know. The 559 can have a little Wi-Fi issues too, but then I wouldn't know what it's like on the 253, so I don't know what the reception is. But hey, it's all good, man. They just got to do what they got to do. Oh, J-Mills, that's your opinion. That's cool. I have mine. I'm not high. I'm not so high on Kyle. Kyle Shanahan can be a little unpredictable when it comes to play calls, and the way he evaluates talent, that's very unpredictable.
Sorry,
you good?
I'm probably from outside of my house. Yeah, I just wanted to move out of my house that way it can work a lot better. Yeah, I just hate the fact that it's one of those days right now, because I was excited about doing this stream with you guys, Yeah, so Kay Johnson's from South Dakota State. And then, of course, you got Connor Weddington. He's the Sumner kid that I was mentioning who played his high school ball at Sumner High School at Sunset Chevrolet Stadium, one of the popular stadiums in the 253 for high school football, other than Sparks Stadium, where I played my football downtown Puyallup, So, and you had a player who played his high school ball at one point at Sparks Stadium. Do you remember Josh Garnett?
Yeah, he was the one we drafted from Stanford in the first round.
Yeah, I played against him in high school. I played against him. Did you know that?
Man, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that part.
Yep, I played against Josh Garnett when he was at Puyallup High School, and I was at Rogers, which basically is one of the two rivals. And then, of course, you got Emerald Ridge, which was the other school that basically this is the side of Meridian I live on, but I decided to stay at Rogers. I used to live on the Rogers side until basically I graduated high school. But other than that, though, what are you looking forward to in your defense out of Jaquan Kinlaw in year number 2?
Well, I'm just hoping that Jaquan Kinlaw can improve a lot better as a starter when it comes down to it. But I think as far as a guy who's standing out on our defense, hearing a lot of good things about Arden Key, and he's kind of still standing out. There's quite a few players that come to mind on defense. I like what I've seen. I like what I see on the Jonas Griffin. He's an undrafted guy from Indiana State. Kind of looked like he's a tall, lengthy linebacker. Looks like he can make a push for the roster. But as far as like who stood out on defense, man, is that Tolinoa Hufanga, man. He's kind of made some good clutch plays in the preseason. So I do like what I see out of those players.
Yeah, and that's a couple guys that you're hoping to complement Kinlaw on the pass rush this coming year.
Well, as far as the pass rush, I just want to see a lot of improvement from well, I'm just hoping that Nick Bosa can be healthy, and hopefully D4 can still be a factor on our defense. So far, he's kind of looked in better shape, and he's able to create enough pressure. I just saw a little bit of the joint practice where he got close to the quarterback. He got close to Justin Herbert a little bit. So that's a good sign.
For Nick Bosa was getting some pressure on Justin Herbert.
No, it was D Ford.
Yeah, the former Kansas City Chief.
Yeah,
I remember D Ford. Yeah. So he was getting some pressure on Justin Herbert. So he's going to be back for you guys too. I totally forgot you guys had D Ford. And then Nick Bosa, is he looking 100% like his 2019 self now?
There's good encouraging signs that he can play the week 1 season opener. So that's a good promising sign. We're just not going to play him in the preseason.
How much more are you looking for Debo Samuel to run on the Shanahan jet sweeps like he was doing in the Super Bowl? I really thought when you guys should have never stopped running Samuel on those jet sweeps in that Super Bowl, because that's how you guys were killing Kansas City for a lot of that Super Bowl. They couldn't stop that jet sweep.
Yeah. Well, I expect him to still get the same amount of touches, but maybe be a little cautious, maybe limited carries for him, maybe like 2 to 3 carry attempts a game, maybe, and then just still throwing some screen passes, and then he can just run for some deep route passes here and there. I mean, Debo can play anywhere around the receiver position. He's the most versatile receiver we got. Ayuk is just your typical receiver that you're going to throw the ball to, and he's just going to make the contested catches if needed to. The number 3 receiver spot is still kind of like a question mark because we're still kind of like debating whether to have Muhammad Sanu be the guy or Trent Sherfield. And there's another shocking one is Jaquan Jennings. He can be in the mix and taking that number 3 job. So it's one of the two. But Jalen Hurd has kind of been unproven because he can't stay healthy.
It's usually a guy that you want to see stay healthy. I usually hate when there's a guy that seems like he's made out of glass, but has a lot of potential when he's healthy. And usually I just hope for a bunch of these guys to stay healthy too. Like, I mean, obviously Rashad Penny's one of those guys we're waiting to see what he can do. And I still wish we would have drafted Nick Chubb over him. And then a little later on too, there's another guy I'm really hoping to stay healthy. I really hope like Dwayne Eskridge coming out from his toe injury. Hopefully he can still light it up. He kind of was dealing with that. And then Kobe Parkinson with his foot issue, he might be out a few weeks too. The tall guy that we drafted out of Stanford, that tight end that only had like 1 drop in his final year. It's a matter of finding out what he can bring to hopefully be a good 3-headed monster with the tight ends with Everett, Disley, and of course Parkinson, and hoping Disley can play another full season too. Defensive wise, I want to also see what Poona Ford can continue to do on the defense, and see if Kerry Hyder might make a good complement to him and Carlos Dunlap. And I know we released Alden Smith because of the issue that he had going on in New Orleans, and I'm kind of hoping that we maybe might sign one more guy for the pass rush. Maybe I was liking the idea of possibly thinking about the Seahawks reuniting Geno Atkins from the Bengals, who played most of his career with Dunlap, with reuniting him in Seattle with Dunlap, or maybe a possibility of going after Jarrell Casey. And then, of course, we got Jamal Adams, who signed the big 4-year, $70 million extension. Is he going to be able to play a full season this year? We know what he can do when he's healthy. And one of the things I really hope Jamal Adams has been practicing on is his coverage.
That's been the only issue with him, but he's a good tackler, and especially when you use him in the blitz package, he's definitely like one of your best pass rushers from last year, like 9.5 sacks. That's pretty rare for a guy like that at that position. Like when the last time there was a safety playing like this, it was Adrian Wilson. I mean, that's kind of like tells you.
Charles Woodson too, when he was with the Packers and the Raiders. You can't forget about Charles Woodson.
Oh yeah, he's another one too, but I'm talking about like rare like players. Like, I mean, yeah, Charles Woodson did a lot of everything for for the Packers and the Raiders, but when he was in Green Bay, he had to be the most versatile guy on their team to play safety and blitz a lot more too. So the thing with Adrian Wilson was he had 8 sacks, I believe. He had 8 sacks that year, and then but he was a big, tall, lengthy Wilson. Like, yeah, the one from the Cardinals.
Yeah. What year? That was back in their St. Louis days, way back in the day, or was it still Arizona?
It's still Arizona, dude. The guy was in the league from 2000.
Okay. So it was Arizona days, because I was thinking of somebody that.
No, like the statistics, like he had like 8 sacks.
Other than that,
yeah.
And then that record stood until Jamal Adams last year with the 9.5, when he broke that record against the Washington football team when he sacked Dwayne Haskins, which was around Christmas time. I remember that too. So let's see if we can reach maybe I don't know if a defensive back will ever reach 10 sacks. 9.5 sacks is impossible to reach as it already is, especially, imagine if he hadn't gotten hurt in the Dallas game, how many more he possibly could have had. So it's exciting to think about. And then, you got Bosa, you got Eric Armstead coming back too. Granted, I don't think Armstead was. And then Dre Greenlaw. What's been going on with Greenlaw lately?
He's been outstanding. He's kind of he's been really healthy. He's been our consistent starter. So it's like we play him at the will. Like the previous seasons, he was playing Sam. Like during the season, like in his rookie year, he had to play some Sam linebacker. And then last year, he was playing a little bit of both ways with the Will and Sam spots. And now he's just a full-time Will linebacker. So he's going to play mostly at the Will. And we just recently just signed Michael Kendrick, so that might just open up the linebacker depth right there. Oh, you guys talking up the Rams? I don't know about the Rams, but hey, live on paper, yeah, we got Pale. We got your boy from Canada. Yeah, we got Mr. Canada here.
I remember also Jason Verrett. He used to be. Oh, Peo time. What up, Peo? Yeah, usually I think another good key asset you guys got when he's healthy, which he could never stay healthy back in his Charger days. Jason Verrett has been a good, solid cornerback for you guys too. So, you expected anything big from him in his second year with the Chargers this coming year too?
What do you mean with the Niners in year two? I mean, as far as Jason Verrett, he's going into his third year with us, but it's just been durability. As far as him being a starter, it's like when healthy, yeah, he's exceptionally great. He's kind of like got back to form. He's really got back to form to what he used to be with the Chargers. My only problem with that is the depth. Like if Verrett's out, who's going to step in? I mean, we got this rookie from Michigan, Abry Thomas. He's looked okay. Diamadolo Nori, he did pretty good in the preseason. I mean, then you got guys like Dante Johnson. It's kind of like a little bit of a question mark there. It's like I'm more worried about who's going to step in because let's be honest, Jason Verrett ain't going to play a full season. As far as like Mosley, he might miss some time too, and it comes down to Quan Williams. I don't think he's ever played a full season, so that's my only concern. But if the guys can make up for it and we have good pass rushers,
yeah,
I think we'll be okay. So how do you feel about your team? Like, as far as like,
yeah,
I know.
Our secondary question mark. I want to. So I feel like we're a little bit with the secondary with Boone, and we got to get DJ, but obviously we were resting Quandre Diggs and Jamal. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be keeping my eyes out on the secondary and just hope for the best, but I think the division is going to be – I still think a bunch of teams will still be passing all over that secondary, to be honest, and we might have to still draft a couple more guys, which thankfully now with the next draft we'll have a few more draft picks to work with other than the 3 we had this year. And then, of course, the undrafted free agents, too. So we'll wait and see. Other than that, I think we pretty much got everything out that we needed to talk about, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, here's one more question before we can end the stream here. My boy Adam Carrillo, who's from here, too. Huge shout out to my boy. He's asking you a question.
I just feel bad about the Wi-Fi connection.
It's all good.
It's happening in my house, so
it could be another time, but it's all good. But he's asking you one last question before we end the stream, if you want. He said, "What can you expect from Michael Kendrick since he spent time with you guys before?" I guess he's having reception issues. Life happens, Sam. Yep, it happens, man. But hey, we'll fix it some other time. I'll probably just have to like end the stream or whatever works. I think he's having difficulty, and we'll probably just have to probably do another one another time. But other than that, it's all good, Sam. Don't you're fine, bro. It's good. Um, we'll definitely collaborate another time. I know it's kind of like one of those days, it's one of those days. It happens with me too, when I go to my job, it's bad receptions too, so I get that all the time. So, hey man, appreciate every one of you guys. We did the best we can. Unfortunately, the reception was going on with Sam. It's no big deal. Yeah, when the next call in, maybe when I go to my job shift tomorrow. But other than that, wait, let me see. Oh, he's coming back. All right, I'm just checking. I guess he's coming back.
Man,
Yeah,
now to
man.
answer the Michael question. Yeah, sorry, man. Like I mentioned, my Wi-Fi was being so. But Michael Kendricks, I thought he was going to go to jail for like close to like. First, I thought he was going to jail for like 30 years, but the fact that the case stood on him and he only spent the day on had to do like community service, but he made some plays for us back in his days. He was really useful at the linebacker spot. Had a good interception of Falcons in 2019, and he was fine all over the place in 2018. It's just unfortunate in 2019 when he got injured, season injury. So injuries have been issues with him. So I just say hope he stays healthy and hope for the best. And other than that, just hope we stay. I could say about it's on Minnesota. Be on.
Yeah, his brother's healthy.
Land.
Yeah. Let's see. You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to try to close out with that. And once again, sorry about the Wi-Fi connection in my house, guys. I tried my best to stay with you guys as good as I can. And I just wanted that we, try to make the stream siege. I continue to do round talks like this. Just for some reason, my Wi-Fi just messed up today. And still appreciate you having me on, though, Chris. Just appreciate you having me on, and hopefully we can get a roundtable going on soon with some of the guys, including the AZ Sports Fan and Payo and Steezy and name a few. And can't wait to see what you're going to do with Norbcam, man. That's going to be a good one for you next Thursday. I'm really happy I was able to help link you with Norb.
Yeah, he's kind of hard to get a hold of too. And you were just telling me, just hit him up, and then he only talked for like maybe about 4 minutes, and then he said, "Yeah, I'll write it down. I'll look at my schedule." And he says, "You know what? Yeah, let's do it." That was it. He was cool, and he kind of remembered me a little bit because he said, "Yeah, oh, you were on Slitter Stream the other time."
I know. Go ahead.
No, but that was it. But he kind of remembered me from Slitter Stream like a year ago or something. He says, "Oh, you're that Niner fan." He says, "You're that Niner fan I was talking to before." Yeah.
Yeah, Norb's really good. You'll definitely have a fun football with him. That's all I got to say, man. Norb's a fun dude to talk football with. Whew. But yeah, other than that, appreciate you for having me on. Cannot wait for the season. Gonna watch this preseason game a bit, and I'm gonna go to the Roadhouse for raffle night at the bar. Have one drink and probably try to win a raffle ticket to try to see if I can win some money off of my drinks, or a $15 gift certificate, or better yet, a $50 gift certificate, which I've won before.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. No worries. No need to apologize.
Other than that, man. But other than that, I think I'm going to jet now, and just appreciate you for having me. Can't wait for the next one. Hopefully next time without all these Wi-Fi issues.
Yeah, no worries, man. It's all good. It's better. We'll get it better next time, man. But I appreciate you as a guest, man. It's all that matters. All right, I'll give you your final saying, and then this
Thank
is
you.
the end of the
Appreciate it,
stream.
CG. And don't forget to subscribe,
All right,
my boy, man. Subscribe, my homie, CG.
All right, man. Thank you, man. Samdogg Infamous 253 is the guest. Appreciate every one of you guys. See y'all later. CG Ruthless Sports is out. You already know. Let's go Niners all day, every day.